real quick. We are here. All right. Live. What's the Line podcast, week 20. Streaming live right now on YouTube. Let me send that out. All that. Week 20. What's the Line podcast? Live streaming. Give me a second. We getting ready. How y'all guys feeling, man? How we doing? How we doing today?
I'm ready to go.
I'm
ready to go.
Shout out to those Giants last week, Rome. Best bet by Rome. New York Giants. New York Football Giants. No sound man tonight. I do know that. So 3-man weaving it. What's the Line podcast? Week 20 divisional round. We are back in the building. We'll start it off officially, though. Give me a second. And I'll send out this tweet. All right. And we're back. Annie Up Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, week 20. I'm your host, the meticulous Mark P. I'm sounding a lot healthier this week, man. Last week it was a rough one for me, baby, but I'm back. Week 20. This is it, baby. What's the Line podcast? Wild Card Weekend last week. I'm your host, meticulous Mark P. Got Papa Keys back in effect with us. 3-man weave. How you feeling today, Papa Keys?
Feeling good. You know, only a couple more weeks left. We pushing through.
We really are pushing through, man. It's going to be great. 305 Phil coming out soon. If you know, you know. But Rome, how you feel? 3-man weave today, man. How you feeling?
I'm ready to go. Big win last week on the Giants' best bet. One single best bet again this week. Also cashed in the Jags last week. Hey, never a doubt, right? So we're on the next week. This week. This week got one play, and this week I got one play, and it's on Sunday, which means I'm gonna have 3 plays, and there'll be some plays on Saturday as well. But let's just get to it.
Yes, let's get to it. Yeah, Jaguars, never a doubt. Absolutely not. No, not even. But yeah, let's get right into it. First game on the divisional week board, week 20 is those exact Jacksonville Jag. Whoa, what did I say? I said we're gonna start with best bets. Rome, give me a best bet. How you feeling?
Ready to go. Best bet. Cowboys +4 on the road in San Francisco. Been a big believer in this Cowboys offense, specifically all year. Dak Prescott is a top 10 professional quarterback. I'm a big believer in that. He obviously played the best game of his career this past weekend. Cowboys 2.5 came home. And I'm just, I've seen enough of Brock Purdy, specifically at the college level, to know that what I'm seeing often comes down to, Brock Purdy not having to play or produce in any type ball game. So going back to Brock Purdy at Iowa State, played him a lot of times, played Matt Campbell a lot of times, Breece Hall, Brock Purdy, those guys, a lot of the time at Iowa State, they were catching a short number or laying a short number, and they just could not cover. And so what did that come back to? That came back to oftentimes Brock Purdy having to win a game in the fourth quarter, which he could not do at the college level. He has yet been asked to do that here at the professional level. I think this week, a team explosive as the Cowboys are, a team that also lost to this same 49ers team last year in the playoffs, I think they're ready and they're primed up to get ready for a win on the road here. This is where the Brock Purdy train ends. To win a professional football championship, you have to have a quarterback that can win you ball games. And Brock Purdy is not the guy, and he hasn't been able to do that. But he also hasn't been able to have to prove that. He's handing the ball off to stars like Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. A lot of his yards last year did not come in the air. They came with, yak yards, rack yards from the wide receiver. So I think this game, as long as this game comes down to the fourth quarter, which I believe it will, Brock Purdy will be in the position that he has not been in yet this season, and that will be him having to win the ball game. And I don't think that he's prepared to do that. Some people are saying, this is a Super Bowl team, the 49ers. Sure they are. They're a Super Bowl team at every position except quarterback. And I think this week it comes to an end at home, whether it does or doesn't. Cowboys +4 is the best bet. Cover me.
All right, there it is. Best bet by Rome. And once again, make cash. And how many What's the record last? I know you gave that out recently.
I've covered now 8 out of the last 10 weeks' best bets.
All right, you heard them. 8 out of the last 10. This is What's the Line podcast, week 20 divisional round. Rome's best bet is the Dallas Cowboys plus the 4 points. Keith, how you feel about this game?
I tend to agree with Rome. I'm riding with the Cowboys here. It's probably all emotion. Like I'm loving them right now. They put that old motherfucker in the dirt. I'm sorry, you might have to beat that out. But they put him in the dirt. I wasn't expecting them to. I thought it was gonna be much more of a muck it up game where they completely took control. I feel like it's a team that's, both teams, obviously, every team that's left is clicking right now. But the Cowboys specifically, you thought they were, gonna back into the playoffs. It was looking all bad. A team that, has to keep it rolling. And, honestly, it's like I'm waiting for the Brock Purdy train to start. Like nothing. I mean, I don't think he's bad per se, obviously, but obviously the hype is there for him to be a favorite, in the playoffs in this stage. I mean, like I tend to agree. I like the Cowboys here as well.
Yeah, for me, I also lean with the Cowboys. Not too strong on it though. It's just the fourth road game in a row for the Dallas Cowboys. I know that's not the greatest spot.
Tell that to the Giants that went all the way that year, right? That 6-seed Giants team.
Yeah, they didn't start. I mean, this goes back to the regular season I'm talking about with the Dallas.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just saying teams down the stretch have to play on the road.
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely seen teams catch that heat. I think we'll as we get into that. But yeah, it's a little bit of a rough spot. Fourth consecutive road game for the Dallas Cowboys. So just a lean.
Short week as well, right? Shorter week
as
than
well.
The 49. Yep.
So it's just a lean for me there. But since we are talking about teams that catch heat or caught heat, on the road in the playoffs, my best bet, New York Giants. I'm seeing you can get an 8 out there. I'll take plus the 8 points. I think we know what the Giants have done under Brian Daboll. They are 11-2 against the spread as a road. Hold on.
Yes, they are
11-2 against the spread as a road dog under Brian Daboll. So pretty good spot. Daniel Jones 18-5 against the spread as a road dog. I see that.
That is incredible. I mean, that's probably one of the best starting quarterbacks. I mean, that's probably one of the best starting quarterback stats out there in pro football.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good, and we know it's good because we've been on it for a little while now, and now it's starting to circulate out in the general public. But yeah, so Daniel Jones been pretty good in this spot. It's the third time that they've got to see these Philadelphia Eagles, these high flying Eagles, who really haven't played that great since the first half of the season. We got a cover on them in week 17 with the Giants facing this Eagles team. We were catching what? I called
16, 14.
You called 16 at that. I called 14 2 days before. You called 16. But they cover both numbers. I mean, this is a division game. I mean, you're giving me over a touchdown, a team that, not that hot to me. I mean, and then Jalen Hurts, still the injury. I don't know exactly what the
I mean, he's not on the injury report. So
no.
So you say,
I think he should be about healthy, but I'm still not sure to what degree, right? Does that mean just as many quarterback sneaks, or is he going to rush a little less? We'll see, I guess, right? Playoff game. Obviously, this team did not cover last year in the playoffs. Tampa Bay killed their ass. So I like the Giants here catching over a touchdown in division. So that's going to be my best bet this week. Keys, what do you think about it?
I agree. That was actually my best bet as well. So we got a double leg on that. I was looking at the under here, but I see the numbers actually sliding. It already moved half a point. Who knows what is going to happen? So in that same vein, made me lean to maybe just taking the Giants as my best bet to cover that. Has the lowest total. Not really. The 49ers game. It has one of the lower totals of the weekend. It's only 4 games. So it makes sense why we have the same best bet. But a lot of the reasons you point out, the Eagles have beat them twice. The cliche, you can't beat them 3 times. That's not necessarily why I like them, but a division game, like these teams play each other all the time. They just covered not too long ago with not as much motivation you would think. This is a playoff game. The Eagles are sliding. Yeah, I like the Giants here, but just to, I guess, touch on another angle. I guess. This total, you said you can catch it at 8 some places. Is pretty steady at the 7.5. And then like the Bills total, the Bills spread is rising. I was thinking about teasing both the Giants and the Bengals, like get a sexy to get both of them in the double digits and hope that to see some competitive football, playoff football games.
I'm not mad at that. Okay, I'm not mad at that. We'll touch on that. Obviously, we'll get into teaser picks, but just touch on that overall. What is the best? But I feel like we can really lock in definitely a smart teaser here this weekend, 2-team. Rome, what do you think about this game in particular, Giants-Eagles?
Yeah, I loved the Giants last week. I don't love them this week.
Yep.
They've covered the most games in pro football this year. Daniel Jones, obviously, with the starter record on the road. They've covered the most recent game against the Eagles here down the stretch. I just think this line is steep for a reason. We always talk about lines in which built-in injuries are. Injuries are built into the line saying, okay, this guy might go, right? So that's why this line is short, or that's why this line is steep. Well, Jalen Hurts is healthy. This line insinuates that, the Eagles are 100% in terms of, health. And so I'm hesitant to take 8 with a team that's been so great at covering spreads. Why is the book giving them 8? Why is this line 8? They just played. This team wasn't even 100% when they played, and it's still pretty steep of a number at 16, and they were able to cover that. Why does the book come back, turn around, and give them 8, 7.5? I don't know. No travel as well for the Giants. Like all the things that would make this line seem a little shorter, they aren't there. No travel for the Giants. Okay, this line should be a little shorter. It's a trip up down the turnpike. Giants. Obviously, you would expect, them to be a little bit more have a little bit more minimum after winning last week on the road. These type of things that would make this line seem more of like a 5.5, 6 line as opposed to a 7 and an 8 out there. It just seems a little too juicy for me to play the Giants here. I would lean Eagles.
Yep, and Eagles are 8-3-1 against the spread as a home fave under head coach Nick Sirianni. So we obviously have that going against me and Keith in our double best bet. But a couple more games on the board. And Keith mentioned one of them. The Bengals are facing the Bills. Bills favored by 5.5 now. The open line was 3.5, but we know the Bengals dealing with some injuries. But one thing we also know, though, is all AFC North teams and NFC West teams under their current regime, 56% or greater against the spread. As road dogs, the Bengals are in that spot here. They are 16-7 against the spread as a road dog under head coach Zach Taylor. Bills just 3-5 against the spread in the playoffs last week. Honestly, I talked about it on a Monday morning podcast. The Bills is just bad football to me. You know what I mean? I guess I'll start off there. So I lean with them though, minus the 5.5. Bengals going through a lot of and Bengals have been outgained in about 3 of the 4 of their last games. I don't like that. So I lean with the Bills, but they're bad football, and there's no way. I can't be putting money on them, several hundreds of dollars like I want to. Just play bad football. So I lean with the Bills here, mostly because of
Bengals. You lean with the Bengals.
I lean with the Bills here, mostly because of all the things the Bengals are going through in my Bengals.
Okay, my fault.
Yeah, I lean with the Bills minus the 5.5, but I don't like them. How do you feel?
Yeah, same. I lean with the Bills too. The Bengals offensive line is terrible. They can't, keep Burrow upright. And I think that'll be an issue for them this week, specifically with Oliver and Shaq Larson off the end. The Bills offense, for as bad as they've looked, as inconsistent as they've looked on offense, they've still been able to put up points. All those things, granted, this is a Super Bowl team that went to, obviously competed for the AFC in the Super Bowl, and they're catching 5.5 this week. And I think that's indicative of who this Bengals team is this year. I've said it many times this year. I don't think this is a Bengals team or even an organization that can be consistently good, I would say, down the stretch and compete for championships. And I think that's something we'll see this week. I will say 5.5 covers in every sport, but I think this one kind of gets brought back down. I think this line closes more so around 4.5 towards towards kick. And I think the Bills are able to get it done. Like I said, a little bit too much is put into the flashes of the Bengals offense, but not necessarily their deficiencies. And that offensive line, the stretch, you have to be able to run the ball. You have to be able to keep the quarterback upright. They weren't able to do either of those things this past weekend. I don't think that's going to change this week. Bills, Super Bowl favorites. Let's keep it rolling. They'll make it one more week. Yep. Bills is that lean for me. And I like I said, I think it'll be Bengals when it comes in. I'm not rushing to the counter to play this at all. This will be a game that I play closer to the.
Yeah. All right, Keith, how you feel about this one? Bengals, Bills.
I mean, honestly, I said I was considering putting the Bengals in the teaser just simply because of the movement. This line opened 3.5. It moved all the way up to 5.5. It's like I don't know. Personally, it's enough for me to just grab my popcorn here. You know what I mean? This was the game of the week 2 weeks ago before everything happened. And luckily we get to run it back. So I'm just happy to watch it. The line movement, I'm pulling the Rome here, but I'm looking at obviously it's a playoff football. I would think a lot of cash has come on it already. Like
this isn't one of those instances where 96% of cash comes
right.
in. Playoff football is way different.
There's money on the, you know what I mean? Like there's already like almost 300, quote unquote, free picks out there. But like everybody is riding with the Bills, which is like the line movement is like everybody's riding with the Bills. I can just watch.
I thought you were the people's champ, man. I thought you like taking the people's
No,
side.
I'm rooting for the people. Like the people, my people, you guys. I mean, shit. I mean, I'll sprinkle. I was just about to end it, but shit, I'll sprinkle something more than if we riding. But I didn't want to put that into the pot. I was keep that for under. I didn't want people to know I'm out here like that.
Should be noted. I mean, I'm looking at props now. I see T. Higgins is at 63.5 total yards. I'm going to compare it to a little sharper book. But since that play, I mean, we obviously know he's the guy that went into Damar Hamlin and, the whole thing. Obviously, there are some just, demons that come with that, like, in your head, all of that. But since that game, he has 5 catches for 44 yards, T. Higgins, in 2 total games. Like I said, I see 63.5 right now, but I'm looking at a sharper book, and let me see if it's a little different there. It is for T. Higgins, 63.5, a little juice on the under, but something to monitor. I mean, I just, obviously they can't throw the ball as far down the field with, the offensive line issues. It might not just be, that one particular thing that happened to them, but 63.5 seems like a lot more Jamar Chase these days. But they played the Ravens in both games as well, so that's something to be wary of. So I want to just throw that out there. But the last game on the board and another prop I'll try to look at and get into. Jacksonville at the Chiefs. Chiefs laying 9. You can get 8, 8.5 some spots.
Throw that total out there. Mention that total.
What is the total, Ron? Tell them. Let me know. I don't know. 52.5. 52.5 is the total.
Yes, it is.
Let me get some stats. Chiefs 7-4 against the spread in the playoffs since Mahomes is taking over. Doug Peterson, however, 6-1 against the spread as a head coach in the playoffs. Both Super Bowl winning champions here. Rome, what do you feel about this game?
I think this game is going to be pretty competitive. I think we're going to see a lot of offense in this game. I'll be looking for a touchdown prop in this game. I'm not often a touchdown guy or a prop guy at all, but total touchdowns, I think, will be of value in this game. Obviously, when teams play the Chiefs, and any team, it seems like in pro football these days, they're going for it. But, you got 2 high-powered offenses. You cross that 50 in Arrowhead, you're going for it. And you cross that 20 in Arrowhead, you're going for it again. So I see a lot of touchdowns, a lot of, boom or bust type of drives. So I'd rather play the touchdown prop over as opposed to the total. I'll be looking to play that. I think that touchdown prop might be around probably about 5.5.
All right, there it is from Rome. Keys, what do you think about this game? Jaguars, Chiefs.
Man. Bro, sprinkle something on the Jaguars money line. I'm telling you. No, I don't know, bro. Like it's like do we bet teams to cover like basically double digits in the playoffs?
I'm good on 8.5. I'm good on that. I'm not touching that. That's why I mentioned the prop. I don't talk about props at all. That's why I went straight to a prop, because I don't really have much for this game, but I will sprinkle some on that touchdowns. I mean, we don't know what 8.5 means at this point.
So you agree on the I mean, like 8.5. I mean, it opened at double digits. I mean, it's coming down.
Well, it's not going to close at 8.5, right? Ravens were 8.5 all week last week. Line closes 7.
I see 8.5, 9 around places, but yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I'll wait for it. If it can come down to just like a even 8 or something, like I might.
Well, this is the issue with.
I don't think this line.
I don't think this line is going to come down because the books want teaser protection on the Chiefs. So 8.5 right now. 6-point teaser gets you at 2. So obviously a field goal still gets you there over that hump, but it's a 2.5. This line closes 7. You're basically teasing Chiefs down the money line. Books don't want that much liability on the Chiefs. So I don't think this line is going to budge as much as that Ravens line did. But I don't think it comes any south of 7.5, and I don't
7
think it
was
gets
the
there.
dream. I wasn't even considering. So I was thinking, hey, like if they get them down to 8, take the 2. We get out of there.
Yeah, you know me, I'm gonna live and die by that 110. So I'm gonna live and die by that line. But I wouldn't be surprised if this line doesn't move, and I don't think it's not going to be because of money or sharps or anything. I think the books are fine with leaving this line at 8.5 to have that teaser protection on the Chiefs field goal.
Yeah, but just in terms of the money and stuff, like every single game, the favorite outside of the 49ers Cowboys game, every single game is just like people are just like hammering the favorite. Like let's fucking go. Like we're juiced up this week, baby.
Yeah. And conversely, everybody was all those games this weekend except that Cowboys game went over. So that's another thing. I'm sure premiums will be scarce on over totals this weekend.
Yeah, everything favor, everything over. People want action, baby.
Yeah. People want the game they want to see. Go ahead.
Should be noted, Andy Reid, 15 out of his 19 playoff wins have come by double digits. So if you got the -8 here, it might be in a good spot. I lean with the Chiefs.
There's no way.
I lean with the Chiefs, but I don't love it. I mean, their defense, not that great. So I don't want to step out.
It's not.
Yeah, I really don't want to step out there and do it like that. But definitely a teaser candidate. So let's get to it. Tease me picks.
Doug Peterson, Andy Reid protege. So you got the guy going up against. They're both old, but the younger guy, the guy that used to be under him. So it'll be some offense in this game.
All right, let's get to it. Tease me picks. I
feel
like we should really take our time, figure out which of the two best to put in play here.
Well, it has to be Cowboys up if you want to do that. It has to be.
Really?
The embarrassment last year. To the same team. Now you have an opportunity to go out there, beat them with a rookie quarterback that everyone's been. I saw a tweet that said, "Is Brock Purdy better than Dak Prescott by a square book?" I'm just like, what? So these are the things that are circulating right now in this pro football. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I think there's no way Cowboys go out there and get embarrassed this week. There's no way. I mean, who knows? But I don't think that they go out there and get embarrassed. I think they go out there and win outright. So
all right, let's
I like the teaser on the Cowboys. That's what I'm getting at. That's the leg.
Let's start here. Let's start either experience versus inexperience, or let's start with two inexperience or something like that. We both know Kansas City and Jacksonville both are experienced, right? New York and Philadelphia.
Whoa. How experience in what way? Jacksonville.
I'm talking coaching.
Okay.
Philadelphia and New York Giants, both pretty youthful coaches, both only one playoff game each. All right, so maybe we can take advantage there. Buffalo, Cincinnati, we got some, we got veterans there. Dallas, San Francisco, we both got veterans there. So let's look at this New York.
It's easy for me.
I mean, obviously, best bet.
Bills down, Cowboys up.
Bills down,
Cowboys up. Cowboys double digits.
Pick them. Like Bills to win, Cowboys not to give a load out.
It'll cross 0. It'll probably be they're at 5.5. It'll be Bills plus a half point, still money line. It's my bet.
I don't want. All right, that's we can't agree upon that one. I don't
because you want to go up. You want to tease up.
No, man. I just think Buffalo plays bad football, and if you tell me that Cincinnati has a chance to win the game late, is that something that's like crazy to y'all?
And I don't tease down often. I'm telling you what I like to bet, so I don't think that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
All right. What about you, Keith? What you thinking?
For me, I think I like teasing the Giants. I already said that. I like teasing it, but now I'm thinking about it more, and like we talked about it a little bit. No, that's stupid. That was stupid. I was gonna say tease the over in the Chiefs Jaguars.
You'll get out there and get a 24-21
game. Can't tease totals. We don't want to tease.
Nope.
No totals. You're killing me. In that case, I think I'm gonna just stick to Saturday with the teasers. Tease the Chiefs down and the Giants up.
I'd rather tease the Jags up than the Chiefs down.
I don't even want to touch the Jags after last week.
They were getting smacked. It's just like
the line is the line.
If they weren't playing who they were playing, like it would just be like,
Philly or the Giants. Which one would you tease?
I'd tease Philly down.
I'd tease Philly down as well. Keith, you still thinking the Giants? You know the Giants is the best bet? Double dip. I would tease Philly down, especially because Philly has
the win. You guys don't believe in Danny Dimes' chances at all.
I love Danny Dimes, but I mean, what are we talking about here?
But I feel like just to win, and Philly has to come over those playoff demons from last year. That's what they built the team for, to win this playoff game. I think Philly. Consistent pick. I'm not mad at that season Philly down because I mean I do think they're gonna win. I guess. Yeah.
So what's wrong with Philly down, Cowboys up? What's wrong with that?
I'm not mad at that. Cowboys.
Is Brock Purdy going to beat Dak Prescott by two possessions?
I don't know.
Debo, Mike.
How about this? At least we're at the key number of 10.
No doubt. That's what I was thinking about.
All right, lock it in, bro.
It's not like we're teasing a no man's land like 11 or something. Like we're right there at 10. We get the push coverage. We need to make sure we get it down to the book where we can get push coverage and we don't lose a teaser on a push, right?
The commies cry teaser. It's like, wow.
And rookie quarterback.
So we like Eagles down 3 times in a row?
We know if they're up 17, Dallas will keep throwing that motherfucker and make it 10, right? I like that. Let's go with that. Let's go with Dallas. NFC East. Tease.
I was gonna before we get out of here, just one last shot in the dark. What is there a number low enough for Zeke's rushing yards? He's playing literally the best defense, and it's just like you already know, they're projected.
And this will be the one. I mean, think about that first drive where the Seahawks were establishing the run game. First few plays, they got 9 yards on the ground, so they got a holding call. They went backwards, but I think defenses are great, but just coming from an offensive perspective, I mean, everyone's beatable on defense. Throw what a guy isn't. All right. So, I think the 49ers are so thin on the back end. I heard somebody last week say, you don't want to throw it in Tre'Davious Ward's area. You're talking about the third best option in Kansas City last year. Now he's some type of stud. I'm supposed to believe some type of stud because he's wearing crimson and gold. Get out of here, man. I think Dak Prescott's going to have another field day. He's going to throw to all 3 options, Gallup, Schultz, and CD.
I don't disagree. I said Zeke's under on Zeke's rushing yards. I'm saying I don't like it.
But what I'm speaking to that, I think they'll be able to. I really think the Cowboys are gonna be able to do what the hell they want to do this week against that defense. I think
it sort of goes against, not goes against, but doesn't align with Rome's best bet, because if the Cowboys, if it's +4, we expect them to be in the game late, and maybe he gets those carries to possibly get over the total, but I don't know if I want to buy. I mean, it is a little juice on the under 34.
That's my whole play. It's just we just had to say maybe. We had to create a situation, and then we had to say maybe he gets the carries. But I'm looking at the past
Cowboys going to be up 10 trying to run the clock out.
And he might not even be the one running the ball is what I'm trying to get to.
That's when he will be though.
his last X, I don't know. I think it's been 25 carries.
Can I just do something right quick before we go any further with this 49ers team? All right. So they've won 10 in a row, right?
Yeah.
They lost. That was after they lost to the Chiefs. All right. Read the teams they played after that. The LA Rams, LA Chargers, Arizona Cardinals, the New Orleans Saints, the Miami Dolphins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks, Washington Commanders, Vegas Raiders, Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks. Come on now. They haven't played anybody. They're about to play a real football team. They're about to play a real competitor for a world champion.
That was 5 teams that were in the playoffs this year. And every other one that you named.
Dolphins, Dolphins with the Tua shit. Seattle twice. Bucks have been sorry. Commanders. Who's the other one that was there?
These are all playoff teams. That's my only point. Who are they supposed to be?
There's not a team on there that's still in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's only
Hard teams.
Yeah, it's like that is true.
Only
That is true.
No doubt.
7 seeds. Those are all the teams that snuck in. 2-3 years ago, those teams aren't even in the playoffs, right?
Fair.
So okay, cool. They're fringe playoff teams, but they're not here this week, which is what we all assume. This guy Brock Purdy is going to have to go out there and win a football game this week, and he's not doing it by double digits. He barely. I mean, Seattle went into the halftime up.
No doubt.
I'm anti-Brock Purdy.
We're on it. So that's the official teaser play. We're going to tease the Eagles down.
Eagles down
To we can get 1.5.
0. We're not the Eagles. My bad. Lions at what?
7.5.
Yeah,
we're down to pick them. Basically, it's down to a guy to win money line.
How about that? I'm on a +8 with the Giants with 7.5 for teasing down.
Hey, look, you rather be sitting comfortable at 14, huh?
Real sicko mode. But yeah, we're gonna tease down the Eagles to -1.5. And then we're gonna also tease Dallas up the +10. And we can get 10.5 and the -1 at maybe -120. I might find a -115. So I'll look out there. The 115. If it's the 115 or lower, yeah, we'll play.
Yeah, if it's 115, I'm sending the bread tonight.
Yeah, but the +10 and the 1.5 right now, we're gonna see if we can get that down to 1 with Philly -115 or less, because that's just how we do it. But those official tease me picks. You got best bets. Rome 49ers, not the 49ers. No, right. 49ers game. He has the Cowboys plus the 4 points. Best bet. Keith and I double best bet on the Giants +8. All right, let's get out of here. That's it for the pod this week. See you guys back next week. Conference week, 3 weeks away from 4th annual Super Bowl prop show. Cooking up. We'll have some special things, but appreciate everybody for listening in, watching, and we'll be back.